Welcome to the Republican Talk Show, everybody. I am your host, Kenneth Glenn, and today we're going to be talking about the wildfires that have been going on in California, my personal thoughts about the wildfires, and all my evidence I have for my beliefs. So, the wildfires in California are an inside job. It's an attack on the American people, and anyone that thinks differently is mistaken, like heavily mistaken. Okay, the California wildfires are a complete inside job. They're maliciously being done. Okay, there's nothing wild about these wildfires. Gavin Newsom doesn't have any water in the fire hydrants. The fire department starts getting defunded. Companies drop fire coverage weeks in advance. This screams inside job. It just screams inside job. And I'm going to keep going with my evidence. There's a DARPA document. It's called DTIC AD 509724. And if you look that document up, it's talking about how forest fires can be used as weapons. We have video footage of heat weapons. Okay, we have that one video of a gun. It's like a little gun, and it was lighting things on fire from a distance. It was literally direct heat. It's a direct heat energy weapon, and it was lighting things on fire from a great distance. And our government has that technology on airplanes. They can maliciously set fires anywhere they want to, no matter what. And we've seen this happen in the past. We've seen our government attack itself multiple times. We've seen other governments attack themselves multiple times. We've seen video footage. We've seen our own video footage of people lighting these fires in California. I'll play those clips now.
We're at 302 Pico, and people are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire, these guys.
The LAPD found propane tanks on the side of the road, which could be starting spot fires. This is that recording there.
Our guys are starting to see propane tanks kind of stationed along the streets in certain places, and they're getting spot fires that are going off on the side of the road that could reignite. I don't know if that's on purpose or what's going on, but if we have increased patrols over here with the units that are here, that might cut down on whatever activity I think is going on.
The fires in California actually kind of outline the LA rail system that they want to build. It's a high-speed rail system. And the fires where it destroyed everything lines up perfectly with that map. And you can look up anything I'm saying. You could all find this all on your own. I'm putting some of the stuff on screen, but you could also do your own research on this. And one of the big things that I find funny about these wildfire incidences is that the science changes like right after an incident like this happens. You know what I mean? So one of the things I see on social media all the time is that, oh look, the trees haven't caught fire, but these cars are literally melted. And people come up with ridiculous claims like, oh no, wildfires actually don't burn down trees. Like, what do you mean a wildfire doesn't actually burn down a tree? Wildfires don't burn down trees? Is that why like every other wildfire burns down trees except for the Maui and California wildfires? Both wildfires, which were both inside jobs. Yeah, we'll get to the Maui thing in a minute because that's interesting. But no, we have way too much evidence on the California one. We have also, there's a lot of evidence in California of human trafficking by these rich people, the rich celebrity people. I'm pretty sure the Ellen Show was filmed in California, and Ellen's definitely on those Epstein flight logs. We have all of Diddy's people are in California. So if there's a weird sex trafficking ring there, then all that evidence is gone. LA wants to build a smart city, which is a big thing. This is similar to why Larry Silverstein had the Twin Towers blown up. That's why he had the 9/11 terrorist attacks happen. Because he needed those buildings collapsed. Larry Silverstein, he needed both of the towers collapsed along with Building 7 because there was asbestos in those buildings and they were no longer built to code, so they had to rebuild the towers. He couldn't afford to do a controlled demolition, so instead he siding with the government, creates a terrorist attack. He sends in Israeli art students to do renovations in his towers, and then they rig it with explosives. The two set of Israeli art students that were in the Twin Towers, G Team, E Team, G Team standing for gelatin, which is a known explosive material. E Team, we don't really know the name of it, but it's likely that it's explosives team. They blow up the Twin Tower. That's where you get the squibs. And it's also kind of funny because, like, when the Twin Towers collapse, it's like, oh yeah, that's how the building was supposed to collapse. You know, the top 10% of the building always is going to crush the bottom 80% of the building, or the bottom 90% of the building, or whatever. It's just ridiculous. Also, like, how it collapsed, free fall collapse, ridiculous. That's a complete inside job, and so is this. So, back to the Maui fires, Josh Green, after this, I didn't notice this before, but Josh Green mentions smart cities by accident in an interview after the Maui fires. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about with these smart cities, they're like super small cities that are super walkable. They're basically like concentration camps if you think about it. And they're like within 15 minutes you can get anywhere in the city. They're super small, super collapsed. There's really not a lot for like housing. There's not a lot for the other things. It's just a very productive small city. And it's not a good idea. I like my cities to be unique and not... Living in a smart city is what I imagine would be like living in one of those HOA neighborhoods where all the houses look the same. Your neighbor can literally see your window from his window. And every house literally looks the same. You can't have a trampoline in the backyard. That's basically what a smart city is. It's one of those neighborhoods on a city scale. And you can look this up. There's a smart city plan for LA called Smart City LA 2028. So 3 years, LA is planning on building a smart city. Well, they better get cracking. So might as well burn down the city that they already have and then start building the smart city. Because you only have 3 years to get it done. Yes, 2028 is in 3 years, by the way. 2022 was 5 years ago. Or 2020 was 5 years ago. But no, back onto the Josh Green thing. Josh Green mentioned smart cities in his interview after the Maui fires. And it kind of brings up a lot of questions because a lot like the California fires we're seeing now, Maui fires had melted cars that were literally melted, but the trees were like perfectly fine, untouched. We're going to play that clip right now, him making that mistake.
We are in an era of global, climate change. And what we do in Hawaii, we will be able to lead by example as far as mitigating efforts and our pain. When people see the pain that we have suffered, they're going to take us seriously. It's an unusual thing for a person like me to get to speak to a very broad audience, a broad international audience, but I will make this case. Smart legislatures and...
Well, anyways, that's going to be the end of my video. I hope this little video, my first comeback video after I've been sick, was good for you guys. This is just the research I've been doing, and this is all the stuff I've found interesting about the California wildfires. So anyways, give me your thoughts down below. What do you guys think about this? And I will see you guys later. Peace.